Hey everyone, my name is Chief Folklore and welcome back to Let's Play Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. In the last episode we met Old Father Oak and got a few new spells, and in this episode we are going deeper into the deep dark woods and find out what is going on with the Guardian. But before we do that, there's a few things I'd like to go over first. The first being, under Friends and Familiars, I have equipped the well-worn sword that we got in the last episode, which means his attack is now +6, which is very useful at the moment, because if I remove this weapon, as you can see, it is only 12. So that is a very useful attack bonus for us this early on in the game. The other thing that I want to point out is you want to be level 4 for this entire dungeon. As you can see at the moment, I'm level 3. But that will change as we go further in. So the battles at the beginning will be a bit difficult, but we'll be fine. The other thing that I'd like to point out here, or go over more like, is the Wizard's Companion. This is something I haven't looked at yet, and I feel it's been a long time coming. So let's take a look. Okay, now as you take a look, you'll get this overview of the whole book. There is 340 pages to this book. It is a fully fleshed out book. There's a few things that I want to go over. The first being is if we go over to here, you see the Wizard's Pledge, and we'll take a look at that, because I recently read this and I think this is brilliant. So let's just take a look. It says, I who travel between worlds seeking the mystery over the noble art of magic do solemnly swear to abide by the 3 rules inscribed herein, and to serve at all times to be worthy of the name of wizard. That actually says strive, but I said serve. Oh well. The rules are: a wizard shall not lie or bear falsehood to any kin. A wizard shall not take up his left shoe before his right be on, and a wizard shall not venture out of doors when the tempest does rage. Basically, it's saying we can't lie or cheat to anyone. We can't walk on our left shoe until our right one is on, and we shouldn't go outside when it's raining. Those are some of the weirdest pledge I'm ever going to do. If we press square, we go back to the top view. Now, the other thing that I want to go over just at the moment, since it is the only thing worth going over, is magic. So if we zoom in on the magic, as you can see here, there's a lot of pages, but they all are brown with runes on it. And if I get closer, that actually spells out in the rune language, I think it's called Nazcan, I think it's pronounced. It says missing. Basically, the page is missing. But the thing we want to look at is some of our new spells. So let's take a look here. These are the first 2 spells we got, which is Form Familiar and Gateway. Now, if we come down here, there's actually a description, which I think is really cool, because instead of it saying, oh, how much MP it uses or anything like that, it's like, it gives you a little description. It says, creatures are formed whenever life force is found. This spell allows a wizard to form a creature from the life force within their heart. A creature which then becomes his familiar. Be at peace with yourself prior to casting this spell, as the result is inevitably self-revelatory. A familiar thus formed is a manifestation of the heart and soul. So basically, Little Smitey is a representation of Oliver's heart and soul. That's interesting. Then our next spell was Gateway. The gateways formed by the spells are the only way to travel between this world and the one of the many other worlds in existence. Casting Gateway requires you to focus your thoughts upon the world to which you wish to travel. It is also imperative to imagine that you have already left the world you are in, which you cast a spell, which sort of counteracts what we did at the beginning, but okay. Our next one is Healing Touch. Okay, a wizard's path is solemn easy, and you are sure to suffer injuries on your travels or during battle. Such should the misfortune fall you. Be sure to cast this spell. The key to casting Healing Touch is kindness. Its effects are diminished when they're performed by a cold-hearted wizard. So in other words, you have to be kind in order to cast Healing Touch, which once again is really cool. Oh, I've gone right back to the top. I didn't mean to do that. Let's go back in. We have one more spell, which is over here, which is Fireball. Okay, cool. Fireball blasts an enemy with a magical ball of flame and is especially damaging to aquatic creatures. Away from the battlefield, it can be used to light lamps and is useful whenever a spark is required. It goes without saying that all wizards should be careful when dealing with an open flame, which is actually really cool because it tells you that it can be used outside the battlefield, even, you know, if it doesn't tell you what exactly you're going to be using it for outside the battlefield. But that is really it. That is all I want to go over the Wizard's Companion at the moment. There is many other things to go at. As you can see, each section is named. We will be going over this later, but when we get new pages. Also, I'd like to point out, whenever I get a new magic spell, I will be looking at it in the book. But now that is all done and dusted, and I've just wasted the past 6 minutes doing that roughly, we're going to continue on into the Deep Dark Woods. Now, as we go on, it's a pretty simple dungeon, and even if we go into our overmap, as you can see, we have nothing. We actually have to unlock the map as we go along, which won't be that difficult. As you can see, it fills in as we go along. And here we get our first treasure chest of the game. There are 4 different types of treasure chests. There is red, blue, green and purple. At the moment, we can only open red ones, and we obtained a loaf of bread from that. Okay. Now, something that is pretty useful is, even if you're not going to be doing everything in the dungeon, it's always a good idea to explore the whole thing. It makes it a little easier if you ever have to return looking for things. Oh, and we've now entered the Whispering Waterfalls. I best be warning you, Ollie boy. It's apparent. It's absolutely crawling with monsters beyond here. Careful you don't. Careful you don't get what? Careful you don't get got before you even get to the Guardian, eh? Wow. I'll be fine, Mr. Drippy. I have a familiar to help me now. There's brave of you. Don't forget though, if the going gets tough, don't be afraid to cast Healing Touch. Sure. And remember what old Treeface told you, the spell menu is a mere square tap away. You should try to familiarise yourself with the main menu too while you're at it. Don't worry, you're not going to be breaking anything no matter what you press. So have a good look, have a good old poke around, innit? And when you learn a new skill, and that new options will come up in the main menu. Basically, he's explaining that as we go on through the game, we will be getting new stuff in the menu. Due to the fact you'll see that a lot of the area is already blanked out in the main menu, but as we go on, we'll unlock that. Unlock that. You'll soon get used to it. Oh man, no worries. Now try passing the Whispering Waterfalls and onto the Guardian of the Woods. Here we go. Right, let's get helping him back to normal. Alright, so let's continue on, shall we? Again, we have another healing place here, but if I am right, yeah, we're completely healed up. We're fine for now. Alright, so let's get moving. Oh, and here we have a first enemy of the game. This is a Spitoo. Oh, and we got a Whippersnapper too. The Spitoo has 12 HP and is weak to water, resistant to fire. Typical. And the Whippersnapper has 10 HP and is weak to fire. But we're going to be sending out our little guy here and we're just going to kick some butt. There we go. Look at that. So much better with that +6 to our attack. Oh wow. I'm not doing much to this guy. There we go. And quickly grab that glimmer before we end the battle. And there we go. Okay, that was actually pretty easy. The battles are going to be pretty easy at this point, but we got 9 experience points. The 9 experience points does not get shared equally. Everyone gets 9 experience points, which is really nice. Okay, so we could continue on through the woods. Now, there's... Yep. So I was just consulting my map as we're going along here. Alright, so as we continue on down here, there's another treasure chest and another battle. Okay, we actually have another new enemy. This is a tiny Bopper, and it has 15 HP and is weak to storm. At the moment, we don't have anything storm related, but we're going to take him on first because, well, we could do the most damage to that one. Okay, you know, we're going to use Cut Loose on you. Yeah, nice. And we took out 9 HP. Oh, and it's dead. That's very useful. Okay, what did we get for that? We got, oh, 11 experience points, and our little friend leveled up. Again, I'm not going to be showing all level ups because they will happen quite often. And for that, we get a bar of chocolate in that treasure chest, so let's continue on. Right, we actually have a split right here. What we want to do is we want to continue up here. This will lead to a dead end, but I have a reason for going up here. Oh. Okay, and that's that battle out of the way. At the moment, I will be battling all enemies I come across, mainly because at the moment we aren't strong enough to take on the Guardian. So we're going to need a bit of HP to do, well, experience points. And over here we have a blue chest, and if we try to open it, it seems to be sealed by some kind of magic. So we can't open that right now. We will get an ability soon that will allow us to open it, but at the moment we do not. Okay, and that was that battle over and done with. They're actually getting easier, which is really useful, but we're still going to be battling everything, mainly because... Oh, crikey, I knew there was something I forgot to tell you about familiars. Huh? What's that? It's really important, Ollie boy, so listen very carefully, alright? I'll show you how your familiars can use tricks, didn't I? Well, as the little fellas get stronger, they'll learn some new ones. If you want to see what tricks your familiar have up their sleeves, choose friends and familiars from the main menu. Tricks are a bit different from magic. Each individual trick fills a single command slot, as you see. Press triangle when you are in your friends and familiar bit, and you could change the command slots of these tricks. Which reminds me, a familiar can only remember a maximum of 8 tricks at any given time, meaning that if you want to learn a new one, you'll have to make them forget about an old one of their old ones. A bit of a pain, but at least you can teach an old familiar new tricks. Anyway, the important thing is that you assign a trick to your familiar's command wheel. If you don't, you won't be able to use them. Simple as that. Okay, Mr. Drippy. Okay, so basically, I don't think he's got anything else. I'll take a quick look. If we take a look at his tricks, at the moment, all he has is cut loose and a free command slot. As you can see here, he does have other abilities, but one of them we're not getting until level 50. That is a long time coming, but for now, it's not much of a problem. We'll just continue on. Oh, there we go. Oh, there's a path over here. Do we want to take that path? No, we do not want to take that path. We want to continue on down here because we have a treasure chest. In here we get, alright, another loaf of bread. That's actually going to be useful. And we continue round. We're going across this way. Right, and go around here. Oh, I was hoping not to have to battle him. But alright, we're going to continue on round here. And as we get round, we've got another enemy. And I can't avoid him. Okay, and I was hoping to avoid that one, but I couldn't. Alright, so we're going to head up here and get another treasure chest. Now, there is a path over here that we can travel on, but there's no need to because there is nothing on that path. We're going to continue on this way, though. And hopefully we're getting to the end of this dungeon now. There are no more treasure chests, apart from that blue one we can't get. And that is it. We've actually got to the boss. But before we go in, I just want to make a quick save, so I'll be right back. Okay, guys, and I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to sort something else out as well. Now, before we continue on through here to see the Guardian of the Woods, I want to quickly go over something. As I said earlier, the suggested level of this dungeon is 4. As you can see, I am actually at level 4 at the moment. There is nothing else we could really do. We have no new shield or accessory for them, so we're just going to go in as it is. We should be fine. And one of the things you want to do is make a save. The reason for that is, as I did, is because if you die, you can continue where you left off, but you will lose a percentage of the money you have. And at the moment, money is very useful. We don't have a lot of it, and we need as much as we can. So let's continue on to meet the Guardian of the Woods. Hold up, Ollie boy. Huh? What is it, Mr. Drippy? Listen, man, something's coming. But I don't... It's him. It's the flipping Guardian. Okay, guys, and it is boss time. Now we're going to be sending out our little friend here first. Alright, oh. And try to get him to do as much damage as he can as early on as we can. Alright, now he's not actually that difficult. As you can see, I'm Knickers, it looks like something serious, Ollie boy. You better defend yourself. You've seen the defend command here. Use it and you ought to properly... or you're in for a proper headache. Yeah, so... flipping guardy. Alright, so we do this. And... yes, there we go. We actually protect ourselves. We don't do as much damage. Nice one, Ollie boy. That's toady. Defending against big moves like that will earn you a nice little bonus as well. So when you when he starts building up a nicely looking number, be sure to put up your guard, eh? Okay, you can cancel the guard by pressing circle. What we're going to do is collect some of the glimmer that is lying around and continue on attacking. Okay. Alright, and as you can see, that noise means that our guardian, our little guy, is about to run out of time and basically become useless for a while. So we're going to switch back to Ollie. Oh, and he's thrown out something very useful. Okay, oh, and we got another one, so let's defend. There we go, we defended against it. And as you can see, look, Ollie boy, the big lump's gone and knackered himself. Now's your chance to give him a proper whooping. But what we're actually going to do is just use Fireball. Since he is wood-based, fire should... there we go, does a nice stuffing. Teddy, that golden glimmer man, the little beauty restore full HP. And not only that, it'll let you use a miracle move. And it doesn't use any MP. But they don't hang around forever, Ollie boy, so you better hurry up and grab it. Yeah, so what we do is run over, grab this. And let me grab it. There we go. And as Ollie boy, we get the ability to use Burning Heart, but that number above our head is a countdown timer of how long we will have it around for. So let's use Burning Heart, which is a fire attack. And look at all that. We got 90 experience points and 75 money. We also got an item called Spirit of the Woods. That is going to be really useful later on in the game. And we got to level up as well. We are now level 5. And so is Smitey level 5, yep. And he also learned Sandblast, which isn't a useful tactic. It inflicts blindness, if I remember correctly. We also obtain the page, the Guardian of the Woods. Oh, that's going to be useful. Crikey, that was a close running thing, one. The Guardian, he headed towards the deepest part of the wood. Do you think he's back to normal now? Your guess is as good as mine, man. But that weird look in his eyes is gone at least. I reckon he'll probably take some time to get his head together. And that'll be right back to the old Guardian. But what made him all screwy like that? You don't think it was... Of course if Flippin' had Shajar written all over it. We best watch our way back if we visit any more of those... We'd best watch our backs if we visit any more woods. Say that, you get guardians everywhere. Anyway, we did what we came to do. We'd best get back to the old Treeface now, huh? Sure thing. The serenity of the Guardian of the Woods' heart was unlocked as a story in the Wizard's Companion. And we obtained a new Tale of Wonder. I am not going to be reading those because they are very long, the Tales of Wonder.
You did well to calm the Guardian of the Woods. And I found what I was looking for. But first, a gift. By way of thanks.
Gee. You were on a roll, by you, man.
I entrust to you one of my closest companions, the Telling Stone. His knowledge of our world rivals even my own. I thought he might help you on your journey. I'm sure if you ask him nicely, he will tell you anything you wish to know. And the other thing, the locket. This is what you came here for, is it not? It is a vessel for fragments of the human heart. To rescue the heartbroken, you will need the locket and the spells required to use it. I will give you those as well.
Thank you so much, Old Father Oak.
Such a well-mannered child. Unlike some I could mention.
What? All right. Ta, backface.
Some things are as unchanging as the forest. No matter. You had best be on your way. Now, boy, you must come and see me from time to time, and tell me of your travels. I look forward to hearing of your progress.
Yes, sir.
Let's be off, shall we? Time to head back to Ding Dong Dell and mend a broken heart.
Okay.
The telling stone is now accessible from the main menu. We also obtain the locket and the spell Take Heart and Give Heart. Alright. So, now that we've done all that, we're going to quickly go over what we just got in the Wizard's Companion. Here's the telling stone. Basically, a tutorial for everything that needs to be done, progress-wise, dangerous places, bits and bobs like that. We'll go over it. Well, there's no reason to go over it really anyway. He's simply there to help you with useful information. What we are going to do is go into the Wizard's Companion, and first thing we're going to do is take a look at those 2 new magic spells we got. So they are here. Alright, we got Take Heart. This is what it says. Use magic to help share a person's virtues. As previously explained, the heart is made up of virtues, emotions, and various other elements. This spell allows you to take some of the virtues from the person who has it in abundance and store it in the locket. Just be sure that you ask permission before you proceed. Remember, a heart belongs to one person and one person alone. And we also have Give Heart. Bring balance to someone's heart by restoring a lost virtue. This spell allows you to give the virtues shared using Take Heart to people who are in need of them, in that it offers a means to save the broken-hearted. This is one of the most important spells a wizard can learn. Needless to say, it is necessary and it necessitates the utmost care and thoughtful. That's pretty cool. Okay, what we want to do now is we want to go back up to here. Now we also got a page in, I believe it is Creatures and Familiars. It was, there he is. There's the guy. It is the Guardian of the Woods. Now the now we're going to look over something interesting, but I want to go over the description first. A divine being who has protected the deep dark woods since time immemorial. Though generally peaceful and rather passive, it becomes wild and irrational with anger, pounding the earth with such a fury that all surrounding it are brought to their knees. As you can see here, it is strong against storm, weak against fire, has an unknown signal, lives in the deep dark woods, gave us the spirit of the woods, which is really cool. Notable attacks, brings both arms crashing down to the ground, producing a gust of wind that blows enemies off their feet. Now, one thing that I didn't actually know about, and I think this is really cool, but if you go over the image, you actually get the in-game model, which I really do like. That is really cool. He even does like movements, which I think is really nice. So yeah, I didn't actually know this. It works with all of the big pictures, not the small ones. So if you go in, there's that one. But if we go into this one, we don't get anything, which is understandable. I mean, it won't work with everything. But that is everything I wanted to go over in the book. As I said, we got a Tale of Wonder here, and as you can see, it's the second tale. The Squirrel and the Bumble. We're not going to be reading that, mainly due to the fact if I go in, it is a long story, and I really don't want to have to sit down and read it all. Not at the moment, at least, anyway. But that is it for this episode of Let's Play Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. In the next episode, we are going to be heading back to Ding Dong Dell. On the way, I will be picking up 2 spring waters and 2 planesworts for a side quest that we will get very shortly. It's not a big deal, but it's something that we should get out of the way now. But until then, guys, I'll see you later.